Can we just take some time to talk about the recession, inflation, the increased price of services and goods? Because I feel like we are really feeling it. 3 years ago, we definitely weren't feeling it how we're feeling it now. And the crazy thing is we've both gotten higher paying jobs since then, so our income has technically increased. However, the price of everything else has increased as well. The price of gas, the price of food, the price of electricity, the cost of electricity, the cost of water. Our mortgage is going up as of next month. Literally everything else has increased. The price of everything has increased right now. And so it's almost as if it doesn't really feel like we're earning that much money. Not to mention that when it comes to my side hustle, YouTube and all the things, that's also down. The numbers are down. The views are down. Literally everything is down because of the state of the world that we're living in. And I'm not worried about that. I've never really been worried about that. But what I am worried about is my actual full-time job income and my husband's actual full-time job income, because of course that's all we've ever been able to depend on. I can't depend on views and YouTube and side hustling and brands and all of that, because that's not something that I feel personally that I want to depend on, because what I want to depend on is the work that I do. Plus, going to my job is way easier than being a YouTuber. Does it take more time to go to work for 8 hours per day? Does it take more of my time? Obviously, but it's much easier for me to go and get in my counseling bag, which is what I'm good at. I already have the skill set. I don't have to compete with people or feel like, any pressure or anything like that. That job to me is way more, it's less demanding. It requires less mental capacity to just go do that job, even though I don't love the public school system, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's talk about why we're here today. So there's this product that I want, and the product is about $300, but it is absolutely a want and not a need. And so the story that I've always told myself is that if I'm going to purchase something that isn't a need and it's going to cost $100 or more, or a 3-figure amount or more, I really need to be able to justify this purchase before I make it. I need to make a list literally of a few ways that this product is going to drastically improve my life, make my life easier, bring happiness to my life. There has to be a benefit. That's why I don't go out making impulsive purchases, because I don't know how. I have to be able to look at a product, to stew on the potential decision to purchase the product, and really try to figure out, do I really want to make this purchase? I'm not a person who just wants to have a bunch of stuff just to have it. I don't want to keep up with the Joneses. I don't want to just be out here buying a bunch of stuff that I don't even need. Just have stuff lying around. Anything that I have, it has to have a purpose. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not buying things just to have them, because here's the thing. The thing is, let's see, how do I want to go with this? I feel like I can be super duper vulnerable, transparent, or raw, or I can just be surface level or like mid-level. There's levels to this. Maybe we might go completely deep. So here's the thing. My husband and I earn a certain salary per month. And if I'm being frank, again, our income actually technically has increased since, let's say, 2020, but it doesn't feel like it, because our mortgage is increasing as of next month. Electricity is up, price of gas is up, price of electricity rather, price of gas, food, all the things is all up. But we earn a certain salary. And short of going back to school and getting a higher degree, which is actually what my husband's doing, but not really because he wants to, because he kind of has to. Short of that, or continuing to try to find better jobs and better opportunities and spending excess amounts of time doing that, and just short of just going to the natural route and trying to increase our skill sets and our qualifications and all of that, we kind of are just stuck with our income, if that makes sense. Sure, I'm sure some people continue to ask for raises and increase their income and all of that type of stuff. Well, we currently work for the public school system. There ain't no money to give when it comes to a raise. Nobody goes and asks for a raise working for the public school system, because they're going to tell you, they're going to pay you that amount, which is, your base salary, and any other, sometimes certain districts give out kind of like stipends and things like that. But for the most part, your salary is your salary. And if I'm being honest, every job that we've ever had, we've kind of just accepted what our salary is. Sometimes, naturally I've gotten raises and stuff like that. But for the most part, I feel like it's safe to say that most people just kind of earn what they earn. And even if you're trying to earn more and looking to increase your skill set and stuff to earn more, the fact of the matter is the present is now. And right now, whatever situation you're in right now, whatever situation we're in right now is the situation that we're in. So our current income is our income. I have never considered our income to be really high, to be high at all. In fact, I don't consider it to be high at all. Do we keep our expenses low enough to where we can still have a couple $1,000s left over? I'm doing leftover in quotes each month. Yes. Could we decrease our expenses more to be able to have more money left over? Yes. However, like I said, the fact of the matter is our income is our income. It's not low by any means. I feel like we live a decent life, but it's definitely not high. We definitely don't have the income where we don't really have to second guess any purchases, or we don't have to, I feel like even if we had more money, we'd still always have a spending and saving plan in place, but we definitely don't live lifestyles or don't have the income that supports me going out and making this purchase that I want to make that is going to cost a couple $100s. We still have to think about those purchases. We're not in a position where we can just be swiping without having some type of direction. So the point of the story is that I was at work today. I was thinking about this product, a product that I really want, but it's not a need whatsoever. And I was looking at our budget for the rest of this month and next month. And basically I was trying to find some money in our budget to be able to justify this purchase, because the fact of the matter is we have the money and I can just go make the purchase. But of course, the state of the world that we're in and all of that doesn't really lend itself to just making $300 purchases on items that aren't needs. And so I was thinking about that, and I was just thinking about a bunch of different things. I was thinking about wage gap and income inequality and all of that different type of stuff. And I was just thinking how what type of luxury it must be for one or a couple or a family or a household, whomever, to be able to just make purchases without having to put a whole plan in place. Again, I'm thinking like, okay, if I save $100 towards it in May and $100 in June and $100 in July, I can make this purchase without feeling like I'm dipping into our savings or using money that we don't really have to make this purchase. And so I was just thinking about how some people probably don't have to second guess a $300 purchase. Some people probably don't have to second guess a $1,000 purchase or a $1,500 purchase. And then I was just thinking, because I went to the eye doctor today, $270 for a comprehensive eye exam, for a $10, some kind of fee I paid. And then for my frames, because I'm getting glasses, you'll probably never see me in them. But for years, eye doctors have been telling me that I could benefit from glasses, particularly like glasses to see at night while I'm driving. I just have not purchased them because it costs money, A. And to me, I'm not really out at night driving, so I've never really seen the point. But since I am getting older, my family members have long struggled with eye problems like astigmatism and all of that, which is why I go get the exams in the first place. But because of all of that, I figured let me just wear the glasses. Plus he said it could help with preventing my eyes from straining because he noticed some of that and all of that. So I just bought the glasses. But what was funny is that the lady who was checking me out, she was like, "You did really good. Your insurance is great." I'm like, "What's really good?" And she was like, "Well, before insurance, it was $800 and something, and your pocket that you have to pay today is $270. And I was thinking, wow, either $270 is impressive to her because it's down from $800 and some dollars, or maybe $270 just isn't a lot to her when it comes to eye stuff, because I saw she was wearing glasses. So maybe people who have eye glasses and contacts and stuff and who have been wearing them for a long time, maybe that's not a lot of money. Maybe $270 isn't that much money, but to me, that was a bunch of money. And I was just thinking, because I came home and I checked the mail. Of course, our mortgage is going up as of next month because of escrow and all of that stuff. And I was just thinking, wow, everything is going up. Everything is expensive. I am trying to stay afloat, but I was telling my husband when I got home, I'm like, literally everything because he's like came undone when I told him the mortgage was going up. He's like, what? By how much? I'm like $90. He's like, that's almost $1,200 a year. I'm like, yeah, it is. Because he's actually cheap. You might consider me to be frugal, but he actually is cheap and doesn't want to spend money on anything. I call that cheap. Me, frugal, I try to, make sure bills and other things are paid before I go making purchases on things that I want and stuff like that. I call that a more frugal way of living. That's just straight up cheap. And so, of course, he was like being dramatic. But that's when it hit us. We were both thinking like, wow, everything is so expensive and we're trying to stay afloat, but it's actually becoming increasingly difficult. And so the point that I want to drive home is that it is unfair that some people get up every day and do manual labor, like, I don't know, build houses every day, all day in the hot sun. I consider that to be real work. Like if you're doing manual labor, working construction on the railroad, whatever, that's some real work. Some people get up and do that every day or 40 hours a week, and they might earn a couple $1,000s, a few $1,000s. There are some people who go to work and shoot the breeze all day and do a little bit of work here and there, attend a few meetings in their suits and ties or whatever, and they probably earn hundreds of thousands of dollars, six-figure amounts, if not more, per year, or tens of thousands of dollars per month. And it's just wild to me, the discrepancy that there is, and how some people have to really plan and really try to strategize what they can do with their money, and then other people don't have to do that. And it's not other people earning a bunch of money that I have an issue with. The fact is, it's just a wild phenomenon. You cannot tell me that it's not a wild phenomenon that we have people who stand on the street and ask for money so they can get some of their needs met. I'm sure some of it has to do with wants, but mostly needs, I would imagine. Then we have some people who maybe live paycheck to paycheck, and they bring in enough money to cover their needs, and maybe that's it. Or maybe they can't even cover their needs and they're in credit card debt or in debt. We have some people who may be above them and make enough to get their needs met and some of their wants. We have some people who make enough to get all of their needs met and all of their wants. And then we have some people who probably don't even have to think about needs versus wants and what's important and what's not important and what they can buy and what they can't buy and how much milk costs right now and how much the price of eggs is and all of that stuff, because they have an abundance of money. And again, it's just wild to me, the discrepancy that exists in this world. And I think it's even wilder. It's more wild to me because in this time, I think we're in a recession. Some people say it's looming or pending. I think we're in a full-blown recession. It's wild to me that some people, even through inflation, dealing with inflation and the recession, people are still thriving. They're still doing well, because we're not thriving and we're not doing well. I just want to make it clear that we are doing the best that we can. Since January, when our car broke down and we had to replace the whole hybrid system, which was over $4,000, I think. I feel like that was it was like, hey, welcome to 2023. That was our intro to January of 2023. And it's been pretty much downhill since then. But that was really just something major. I would say for the past year or so, we've been trying to stay afloat. And last year, I feel like we really felt it. All of 2022, that is when we really felt the effects of inflation and the recession. And that's when our income increased, because that's when I started my new job, increased even more, but it didn't really feel that way because, inflation. And yeah, so I would say since 2022, we've been trying to stay afloat. In 2023 is coming at us hard and fast, full throttle. Everything is expensive. We're having to pay all of even the eye exam. I don't go for eye exams that regularly, only every couple years, just to check and see that everything's doing well. And even that, $270. My husband went last week for his eye exam. He does wear glasses/contacts, $92. Earlier this year, I got a medical bill because I went in for lab work and somehow they coded it wrong or billed it wrong or whatever. And that bill was $1,000 some. I've since got it reduced and deducted or whatever. And I mean, it was less than $1,000, but it definitely wasn't like a super cheap amount. And so it's just wild to me how, like I mentioned, Some people are thriving right now or just doing fine. They're not feeling the costs or the effects of inflation, and how other people are struggle city. I'm struggle city. I am struggle city right now. I'm trying to stay afloat, but it has become increasingly difficult. And I think the one thing that's very annoying to me is that the little joy that we would have each week or each month had a lot to do with, weekly date nights and treating our friends and family members to meals when we're out and those types of things. Except because everything is so expensive right now and is so much more expensive, in my opinion, that's kind of being tampered with, and that's definitely frustrating because I feel like those are some of the joys of our lives, and now they're kind of being reduced because our money isn't going as far as it once used to. In addition, all this, eye exam stuff and all the medical mix-up stuff and the car breaking down and all of that definitely has aided in that. And so I've never intended to come on YouTube and act like we have it all together, because we don't. Again, we don't have a super high income. I consider it to be average. I'm sure as we get older, our income might increase and all of that fun stuff. But again, we're working with what we're working with right now. And so my goal has always been to come on here and to try to share how we're managing our money as, regular earners. I wouldn't say low earners or high earners. I don't know what the middle ground is, the middle road is, but just middle class earners. And that's it. That's my goal. My goal is just to share some techniques, tools, tricks, tips that we use in our household, especially as a married couple, to manage our finances. And so if you thought that we were thriving right now, I'm just here to let you know that we are not. If you are feeling inflation, the effects of inflation, you're not alone. If you're feeling like we're in a recession already, in a full-blown recession, you're not alone. I am interested in knowing how inflation is impacting you right now, and how your money and your budget is being impacted, and how you're feeling. Where are you feeling the costs, the increased costs of prices, the increased costs and prices of services and products and goods? Where are you feeling that? I would like to know that in the comment section. But anyway, moral of the story is we still got to budget our funds the same way we always have. But right now it's even more so because our money just isn't going as long as we would like. And every time I look at the budget, I'm like, what is happening? And that's because everything has gone up. Water, electricity actually hasn't been that bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's not that bad, but water, mortgage, of course, is going up. Internet just went up. Cable, did cable just go up? Pest control just went up. Literally everything has gone up. We keep getting notifications. Starting in this month, your bill's going to go increase by 10% or increase to this amount. And I'm just like, bro, I realize that, it's kind of like when I was getting my nails done. I don't pay to get my nails done anymore. But it's kind of like I realize that I have to pay more because the tech needs more money, I'm assuming, to keep up with the cost of inflation. But I'm just like, how is this life? Like, why is this even a real thing? Why am I paying $3.40, $3.50 or whatever for a gallon of gas? Why am I paying $3, $4 or whatever for a gallon of milk? Why is everything so expensive right now? I know it has to do with capitalism and all of that type of stuff, but it's actually very frustrating to me. Could just be me, but I'm just like, bro, we don't have all the money in the world to be able to just go buy things at these increased amounts and it not be a huge thing. It's actually really cramping my style. And so I need for it to not be cramping my style. So I need for the US and the powers that be to fix it and get it together, because it's upsetting me and my homegirls. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and share that if you're feeling the effects of inflation, you're not alone. If you're feeling the effects of the recession, you're not alone. If you're struggling right now, you're not alone. And the thing that I was thinking about earlier today is that it's wild how much power money holds. Some people say money is the root of all evil. Some people say the love of money is the root of all evil. I don't know that I agree with either one of those, but what I'm saying is that money is so powerful. It holds so much power that I wish that it didn't. It's so wild to me that if I don't have money, then I can't live in my home, or I have to live with someone else, or, you know, like I can't have a decent quality of life. I don't get to do this and this and the third. I don't get to go on date nights. I don't get to eat out. I don't get to buy higher quality foods and stuff. And I don't get to buy these types of things if I don't have the money. And so remember that money is but a resource or a tool. Honestly, it's kind of fake. Like, the idea of money is actually kind of fake. But that's maybe I'll do another video on that another day. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, do I even really need money? Like, why do I need money? Why do I need so much money? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Why do I need so much money? And if I need so much money to have a decent quality of life, then why don't I earn a substantially large amount of money doing the work that I do? Again, people can find different ways to increase their income, and they can find different ways to get more qualified so they can get a better job and all of these different things. But the fact of the matter is, you know, this is the present right now. And so again, why do I need money, and why do I need so much of it to just have a decent quality of life? And so those were some of my thoughts, is that money holds so much power. I try not to have any feelings really attached to money, because I think it's toxic. I'm not going to spend my whole life anxious, stressed, worried, fearful, or anything of the like when it comes to money, when it comes to the dollar or the power of the dollar. I refuse to feel bad about myself or feel stressed or worried or anxious, because, no, that's easy to say, because I was going to say because I can't pay an electric bill. That's easy to say for me, because I can pay our electric bill. We do pay our electric bill. In fact, all of our bills are on auto pay still. That's one thing that's still, you know, we haven't stopped that. We still can pay all of our bills automatically and let them come out automatically. But yeah, I just don't want to live a life where my thoughts, feelings are tied to money and the lack of specifically. So anyway, that's my money rant. Sometimes when I do these, I'm like, I don't even know what I said. And typically what all I said, and typically I don't edit these. So I just literally upload them immediately and hope for the best. But yeah, so those are my thoughts for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We can have more chats about these types of things as the time goes on. I'm here for it. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye, guys.